you all are safe and happy, and you are enjoying learning a lot of stories about birds and animals from your supplementary text these days. Children, I always tell you, it's so nice to be loving and kind to animals, to have pets at home, and you do enjoy having pets at home and taking care of them. Children, in your supplementary text, we have learnt stories about ants, their life, and how hardworking they are and how they take care of each other. And we have learnt about a baby elephant, Golu, and we have also learnt about birds and animals. Do you remember what we had learnt in our last class? In our last class too, we had learnt a story about pets. Mr. Purcell had a pet shop and he had a lot of birds and animals in cages, and how a strange man comes and buys 2 doves and frees them. We had learned in the story that animals love freedom. They too have the right to be free. Therefore, we must not keep the animals and birds in cages, isn't it? Just like we love freedom, animals do love freedom. Okay? So when we learn stories about animals and birds, we do learn to keep them free, take care of them, and be kind to them, isn't it? Every story has something to teach. We do learn a lot of values from these stories that are there in your supplementary and prose text. So today also we are going to learn a story about goats. So, are you ready? Today we'll try to learn this story in an interesting way. I know you all love comics, right? Because comics contain a lot of pictures which attract you, and when you look at the pictures and read the story, you enjoy reading the story and also you understand the story in a better way. So today I have collected some comic strips for you, and we are going to learn the story and try to understand. Hope you enjoy reading the story. So the comic strips will be there on your screen. Please look at them carefully and listen carefully as I read the story. Once upon a time in Elmora lived an old man popularly known as Abu Khan. Except for his few goats whom he kept as pets and gave funny names, he lived alone, all by himself. And so he spent all his time with his pets, taking them out grazing in the day, talking to them as he would have to his children. At night, he would tie them up with little strings around their necks, and this he did because poor Abu Khan was a little unlucky in the matter of his goats. Very often at nights, a goat would pull and pull at the string till it broke loose and would then jump over the fence and disappear in the hills beyond. Abu Khan's goats were of the best hill breed. They were of the best quality goats, and quite naturally they loved their freedom, so they would run away when they could, even if only to get killed by an old wolf in the hills. Naturally for Abu Khan too, he felt very sad when any of his goats disappeared. Are you girls mad? Or is it your silly love for freedom? Freedom will bring you nothing but struggle, hardship, even death. He just couldn't understand why even the juiciest grass and grains that he gave them and all the love that he showered on them would not stop these unfortunate goats from running straight into the jaws of death. The poor old man just couldn't solve the mystery. One day, when all his goats had left him one by one, no more goats in my house ever again. I may yet live for a few more years, but I will live without goats for sure. However, the poor old man was terribly lonely and he simply couldn't do without his pets. So very soon, and not surprisingly, he bought a young goat, pretty and white as snow, with little horns and gleaming red eyes. Her temperament was friendly and she listened to Abu Khan with deep interest and affection. You will stay with me much longer and you will soon begin to love me and the food I give you. You will never want to go to the hills. Abu Khan called her Chandni, which means moonlight. He would narrate to her stories of all his friends who were dead and gone. Several years passed and Chandni was still there. Every morning she watched the hilltops bathed in the sunlight. I believe that you will never leave this safe compound and go to the hills beyond. How beautiful those hills are! How refreshing the breeze that blows through them, and how lovely to run across those green fields. She tried running to the hills but had to stop with a jerk. The rope around her neck wouldn't let her go any further, and how she hated that rope. She stopped listening to his stories with interest and affection. She lost appetite and grew very thin and stared all day moodily at the hilltop, bathed in sunlight. Abu Khan could not understand Chandni's anguish, so at last she decided to speak to him frankly. Dear Abu Khan, let me go to the hills. Please, if I stay in your compound, I will die. Why do you want to leave me, Chandni? Don't you like the food here? I'll give you tastier food and I'll bring a larger robe for you. No, thank you. Let me go to the hills, please. Do you realize the risk you are running? You obstinate creature. There is a dangerous wolf in the hills that will eat you up. God has given me a pair of horns and I will fight the wolf as I have to do. Fight the wolf? Indeed. Have you forgotten the story of your sister? She was the size of a big deer, fought the wolf through the night, only to be killed in the morning. Abu, I want to go to the hills. You are not going anywhere. You will now live in this small hut and not move about in the compound. Ungrateful as you are, I must save you. He shut the door, but he forgot to close the small window at the back. And the same evening, Chandini made that little window her passage to freedom. Once she was out of the village, it seemed to Chandini that the old hills were standing in a row to welcome her. She felt like a child meeting her parents after many long years of separation. How different all this is from the prison. The prison house compound. It's the happiest day of my life. She met a herd of wild goats who asked her to join their group. But Chandini politely refused. She obviously wanted to enjoy her new freedom all by herself. Wherever she went, the tall grass rose to embrace her. The flowers bloomed to amuse her, and the wind sang an endless song of welcome. That day, she played for hours on the grassy slopes of the hills. When night began to fall, the sun disappeared behind the hills, and darkness soon enveloped the grass, the flowers, and the trees. The wind stopped blowing, and there was stillness all around except for a strange sound which was coming from the bushes. What's that grunt-like sound? It isn't Abu Khan's voice calling me back to the compound, nor the voice of another goat. Is it the dangerous wolf? I am scared. But should I go back to the safety of Abu Khan's hut? No. Death in an open field is far better than life in a small hut. The wolf leapt out of the bushes, staring greedily at Chandini, his eyes shining like burning coals. He knew the new goat was his and seemed in no hurry. The wolf and the goat sized up each other. The wolf was big and ferocious, whereas the goat, although healthy, was small. But small is not weak. Chandini stood firm on her legs, head slightly bent and horns jutting out. She was a picture of courage. She looked like a brave soldier ready to fight a treacherous enemy. I must put up a good fight, and success or failure is a matter of luck and chance. The fight began, and it went on throughout the night. The moon, which had been watching the fight, began to grow pale and suddenly hid behind the clouds, and the stars also began to disappear one by one. A faint light appeared in the east, and the morning call for prayer came from a distant mosque. The first rays of the sun saw Chandini lying on the ground, completely soaked in blood. The wolf, tired and sleepy, was getting ready to devour her. An assembly of birds perched on the top of a tree nearby, debating the result of the fight. Who is the winner? The wolf, of course. I declaim with confidence, that the goat's the winner. The wolf had got his food, but she got her freedom. So children, I hope you enjoyed looking at the comic strips with beautiful pictures, and you might have enjoyed listening to the story of Chandni. Now you have to read your book very carefully and try to understand the story, because reading is very important as it will help you to understand the story in a better way. So now let's quickly try to look at the story once again so that we try to understand it better. So what had we looked at the comic strip, children? Abu Khan lived in Almora and he loved having goats as pets, and he also gave them funny names, and he took care of his goats so well. He gave them the best breed of grass and grains, and in spite of this, the goats had a preference for escaping the hut. As I told you, animals love to be free. Though Abu Khan took care of the goats so well, he gave them the best food, the goats did not like to stay in his hut. What did they prefer? They preferred the green hills. They wanted to be free in the nature, and so they used to escape from Abu Khan's hut. Now, Abu Khan was a caring man, and he was not ready to accept that the goats did not want to live with him. They just wanted to be free. So it was difficult for Abu Khan to accept this reality. And so he became very sad. Okay, he was sad that he was not able to stop his goats from being killed. So then what did he decide, children? He made an important decision. He decided that he would not have any pets in future. So he became very lonely, and he of course missed his goats, his pets. And so what did he do? He purchased one young goat for himself, and this goat was very pretty, white like snow, and he named the goat Chandni. Okay, Chandni means moonlight, I told you, and this goat was very pretty, and Abu Khan now believed that Chandni will not leave him. This goat is going to be with him always, and he would enjoy taking care of Chandni. But Chandni was also interested to be free. She was also attracted to the green hills and the open fields, okay, and the beauty of the hills in the sunlight. Now, Chandni also did not like to be tied with rope. Abu Khan tied his goat, with a rope so that she does not run away, and she did not like to be tied. And so she stopped eating food, she became sad, and her health also was becoming worse. And Abu Khan was also really sad when he came to know that Chandni also wanted to go to the hills. Now, if Chandni also goes, Abu Khan would be all alone, right? So now Abu Khan tried to warn Chandni about the dangerous wolf. So what did he tell her? Please don't go to the hills, otherwise you will be killed by the wolf, which is very dangerous. Okay? But Chandni did not listen to him. And so Abu Khan got very angry, and what did he do? He pushed Chandni inside the hut and locked her, because he could not convince Chandani not to leave him. But Chandani felt very happy as she saw that the window was open. Abu Khan had forgotten to close the window. So Chandani escaped through the window and she was very happy to go to the hills, and she was also happy to be free. And during the dusk is the time of the evening when the sun has set and it is nearly dark. And so she was free, and as it was getting dark, she could hear a glinting noise, and she was really scared because she thought maybe this noise could be of the wolf. So she was sure that something bad is going to happen. Now Chandani was confused whether she should run away and go back to Abu Khan so that she is safe and also saved from the wolf, or she should bravely fight with the wolf. So finally, Chandani decided to fight with the wolf. Because for Chandani, to fight and die in the open atmosphere, in the lap of nature, was better than being inside the hut of Abu Khan. So she decided to fight with the wolf. And Chandani fought with all her strength, and the fighting went on till dawn. From dusk to dawn. That means from evening till early morning. Dawn is early morning when the sun just has risen. So the fight went on till dawn. And then the sound of morning prayer was coming from a nearby mosque. Then it seems that Chandani was killed by the end of the fight, because the wolf was more stronger. And then the birds had a talk amongst themselves, and some of them felt that the mighty wolf had won the fight. But a wise bird said Chandani was the winner. Okay? Now why did the wise bird think like that, children? Because Chandani fought, very bravely. Though a goat, cannot win by fighting with the wolf. Because we all know that the wolf is very strong. But still, the goat had the courage to fight with the wolf. That is why the wise bird said that Chandani was the winner. So I hope, children, you have enjoyed reading this story with me. So you must read the story very carefully. Also, you must look at the dictionary for the difficult words and try to understand the story. Look at the question answers given at the back of your textbook and try to write down their answers in your notebook. I'll see you in the next class with a new topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.